Hello, it's me once more, juniormayema, gay activist from Congo. Today I want to speak about why it is important to support the campaign of my adoptive family in Canada, the gay couple shmary and Heming, for my relocation to Canada. First of all, I will start by briefing about the plight of LGBTI people in my country, the Democratic Republic of Congo. I'm going to focus on the capital of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Kinshasa. Despite its 6 million inhabitants, Kinshasa, the capital of Congo, is far from a city where one can live openly and express his sexual orientation and gender identity. The streets of that vast city To understand the state of that vast city it is very difficult to work or to live with a same-sex partner. Moreover, within the family, the pressure is often so strong that the life of homosexuals are like an ordeal. Hostile acts are not isolated. They are present of in the city of Kinshasa, and nobody talk about it because they affect a layer which is constantly criticized. Kinshasa is certainly a big city, but also a large village. Parents are stopping to pay school fees after discovering their children's homosexuality. Once a young LGBT person comes out of the closet, they are abused by the relatives who see this as a divine curse or a devil work. Young gays are morally threatened, and when privation encounters, it leads to occasional prostitution. When young gays unwillingly no longer pursue their study, they spend time doing the oldest profession in this world, which is prostitution. Their clients are filled with gentlemen who have enjoyed the company of young gays. In other words, they are practicing pederasty. They admitted that it gave them a certain comfort despite the hardship that they suffered. The meetings with their clients are held in private place. It's strictly prohibited for a tenant of a hotel to accept homosexual partners. Many LGBT people find themselves in poverty, which unfortunately is rampant in recent years in Kinshasa and throughout the country. They prostitute themselves in the shadow of the city, in tunnel of streets, and in remote dark places, often carelessly. It is impossible for a gay to rent, for example, a house because it's difficult to convince the landlord to accept a person with a particular sexuality or gender that goes beyond male or female. Sometimes LGBTI people pose a threat, but eventually the truth comes to the open as the time goes by. And to end about my sad and horrific experience as gay men in Congo, we go through healing prayers or fasting for weeks without eating called also season to drive out homosexuality demon out of us because they believe we have a mermaid demon spirit or effeminate demon spirit inside of us, that the devil commissioned it to be devil or bewitch our sexuality when we were in our mother's womb or in early infancy. And now this is my experience of being here in Congo. I'm now going to talk about the experience of being black gay foreigner in South Africa. In being gay black foreigner in South Africa, we have three kinds of struggle. First, I want to talk about homophobia. The deadly disease of homophobia affects us first of all from the community of our respective country, who think that homosexuality is an African and a devil work. So we face ostracism from our community. Secondly, there's homophobia within this South African society. That is why we hear about corrective rape of lesbian and gay murder. According to my experience as a feminine gay man, walking on the streets of Cape Town is very challenging. People often yell at me Murphy, which means queer or fairy or faggot, in an offensive way. Some look at me pitifully and some turn away in disgust. I think they are not attacking LGBTI people in public because their constitution ensures gay rights. Otherwise, nobody could even walk on the street. There's discrimination everywhere. Even finding a job as gay black foreigner is Ethiopia or a dream. Even though you can find one if the manager is white or South African, you will face racism and xenophobia until you end up homeless and jobless. When it comes to seeking asylum, the Department of Home Affairs doesn't grant permanent refugee status for LGBT migrants. They give a temporary residence permit that need to be extended every 3 months or 6 months. The decision of extension is up to the worker of the Department of Home Affairs. If they still want us here, they extend our stay or they issue a mass leave, which means we are no longer allowed to stay in South Africa and must go back to our country of origin. That's why, in that way, all appeal will be rejected. Most of my friends who are gay black foreigners desperately sell their body to survive. In other words, they do sex work. As the level of homophobia and racism is very high, sometimes they end up in their nightlife without any client, so they turn into stealing from other people's property or belongings in order to survive. There's a non-profit human rights organization working with refugees, asylum seekers, and immigrants in South Africa called PASSOT, People Against Suffering, Oppression, and Poverty, and in which I'm volunteering for the new project about LGBTI refugees and asylum seekers in South Africa. Sometimes that organization faced many backlash from this South African government because they are helping foreigners. The world is now aware about the plight of LGBTI refugees in South Africa. Last month, we hosted a US San Francisco-based organization for LGBTI refugee forum. We highlighted about what is going on in South Africa, but it can take years for things to change when our freedom is still in jeopardy and our life at stake. It is an emergency. We must build an underground railroad towards safety for all those who are extremely in danger. During the Holocaust, people shaped Jewish and other being persecuted by Nazis. An underground railroad shepherded victims to safety in the US, and an underground railroad moved African Americans from south to north where they could live freely and help others escape. Clearly, there's a need for this now. There are literally thousands of people who need to be rescued from oppressive populations, but the task of removing them to safety is not easy. A network of volunteer family lawyer corporations and elected officials must work in concert to ensure the safety harbor of those in danger. The only way to achieve is to find sponsors in gay-friendly Western countries and develop a relationship with individuals or workers at the United Nations Refugee Agency in order to achieve the relocation of vulnerable LGBTI people to safety. The United Nations Refugee Agency now includes LGBTI refugees and asylum in its guidelines for resettlement. So to finish, please support the work of my Canadian family, shmary and Edouard, who are willing to host me to their house in Toronto, Canada, when I successfully immigrate there. Please share this message everywhere, cause when I'm strong, I'm an inspiration to help many more refugee and asylum seekers in the same boat like me. Thank you very much for listening to this experience of being gay in Congo and in South Africa. Thank you very much.